2 paragraphs.
It's going to be amazing. So I love it. Thank you so much for sharing all that. Yes, we have Trunk Club. I know Instagram is a very big topic for everybody here, so I'm excited to jump in. First thing I was going to say, I forgot I was going to mention, I have like fashion shenanigans. When I was in high school, I had this thing where I was dressing preppy one day and then gothic the next, and it was like my thing. So I like have weird fashion experiences, and now I don't really buy so much anymore. It's really weird, but I have a sequin closet at home. Everything is shiny. There's like 30 pieces in there, and I'm like, why didn't I bring a picture of that? So I appreciate all the fashion goodness that you all have in your world. What else was I going to say about that? When I went to college in Indiana, like nobody there knew fashion because they didn't have access to it. So I became like a style icon over there, which is not as easy in Chicago, definitely not as easy in LA. But everyone was like, where'd you get it? And I'm like, Chicago, because we have stuff there. So I felt really cool for a while. So I had that little moment of fame. Now Chicago, I'm like, okay, I'm average, but I'll take it. So anyway, Instagram and Trunk Club. So everything I teach is really geared towards a business owner mindset, and I know y'all are all working with their own clients, and it's very business-like. So that is my thing: is how can you build trust with people so that they buy into whatever it is that they need to jump in with you? That's the key to everything. Like we said, how can they showcase themselves? That's going to be absolutely everything. So a lot of what I'm talking about here is actually applicable to any platform, and potentially probably a lot of the stuff that you're talking about too. Instagram is going to be the example that we use, but it's all about showing yourself, building trust, and a little bit like what we talked about earlier, being a little bit stalkable too, so that people know who you are and make connections with you. And I'm going to just even try this out. Earlier, you came up to me like, oh, I saw your background was in education, and we both share that. And that's a bond between us. That I didn't get to meet you in person until today. We had like, what, 10, 15-minute phone call? But that helped you figure out who the heck this crazy lady was, right? The other thing I was going to mention too is that the reason I'm here is because my friend Rena has introduced me to you, and Rena has told you that I'm like somebody awesome, and that hopefully I do her right. But it's so much social capital is that you're trusting her, and that if I do something wrong, it's going to look bad on her, and you're going to be like, Rena, but if I do something great, then you're like, Rena, awesome. So there's so much trust that goes into even just me being here, and that's the thing that you should be thinking about, I'm sure, with PR, and the thing you should be thinking about when it comes to Instagram and your social media is that there's a lot of trust going on, and that you're trying to cultivate that. In the same way that you would with a friend or with a family member. It takes time, but if you do it right, possibilities are endless. So, with that, I have some examples and ideas to show you. Oh, there's my face. You already heard my story. I'm on the internet. Your profile. So the first thing we're talking about is your profile, and I think you mentioned some of this too, is that how do you showcase yourself in a way that people can make connections with you? So, trust. Trust is everything. Trust is everything. Is that when somebody checks out your page, how can you tell them that you can relate to them? How can you tell them that you can serve them? How can you tell them that you're somebody that they relate to in some way? A lot of people like to see themselves in whatever it is they're doing. So how are you speaking to exactly who it is that you can best support? So be specific. So this is a huge example. You want to be able to share yourself in a way that people can really look at you specifically. So here's an example from a client. Her name is Amanda Light. She's an interior designer. Her bio was like very basic at one point. It was like, I do interior design, something simple. It was like, I don't know what. But what does she do here? She talks about her being an interior designer. I told her she's from Ohio. I said, put in Ohio. Apparently she doesn't like to connect with people in Ohio, so she put Chicago over. Lifestyle stylist, that's probably something that relates to people in the room. Work-life balance dreamer, like she's super passionate about infusing work-life balance into interior design. I've never heard that before, but that sounds way cooler than just design. And then she loves her Cavalier. She's got the cutest dogs. So like, there's already so much about her. Do we think she's interesting? Is that interesting? Do you know a little bit more about her from this? So when I'm talking about your bios, are you being specific or are you being kind of broad in general? And like if it says, like on my profile it says something about being a teacher in my background, if somebody relates to that in some way, they have a lot more knowledge of what a teacher is than I do accounting, or I do dog walking, or I do whatever. It's like, what is so special about what it is that you do? Because they're going to look here and you want to be able to like wow them. So that's a big element. So be specific. Does this still work? Make connections. So yeah, the more personal connections, the better. So you can see she talks about the Cavaliers and the dogs. The other thing that's important with this too, if it comes to your profile, is that are you pointing someone in a direction that you want them to take? So with her, she has her website. So if somebody wants to hire her, they know where to go. There's a lot of other examples on that too. I link to my link tree, but you want to give them some sort of purpose, some sort of direction. So that's going to be huge. This positive stalkability, like we're saying here, is that if you don't know me, and maybe some of you did this, who's this Shiley lady? I've never heard of her before. You're going to Google me. You're going to stalk me on the internet. And most people have a few things here and there. Maybe you have a LinkedIn bio, maybe something like that, but they don't know. But if you can stack the deck, and I'm sure this is partly what you do for your clients, you stack the deck with even news articles,
I have a client that was like, my Twitter feed isn't growing, and I'm like, that's not the point. The point is when I come to shop and want to work with you, that your brand is consistent across platforms, and we're earning their trust that way.
Well, there's that.
We all want to grow our channels.
That's great. That's amazing. Now, what does it look like when you're an everyday person and there's not so much about you? They're going to look at your Twitter or your LinkedIn, whatever you're going to find. Maybe you have a website, but if you don't have anything and they don't know much about you, then you're missing an opportunity to build trust with them. Because I can't shake every single person in this room's hand, but my LinkedIn profile, my Instagram, that can do it for me. My website can do it for me. Is that I'm stacking it up with content that I want them to know about, so they can like me and trust me and be my friend or whatever the hell it is. So that's kind of the big thing. So positive stalkability, because that's what it is. Everyone's going to stalk you before they hire you. Amanda Leidy does this too. So the other thing I want to show you about her profile. Some of the things I really like what she does is that here she is actually working. Like you actually see her doing the thing that she's paid to do. So you can actually get a feeling of what it's like to work with her. Like I don't really know what the Trunk Club experience is, but somebody asked me, they said, oh come, we're gonna give you champagne. I was like, oh, what's that like? I don't know. Give me a taste of what that is. So I can be like, wait, I actually really want that. But if I don't know what's going on, I can't buy into it. There's her dog. One of the dogs bit into my purse. And then she gave me the bag over there, and then it's my lucky charm now. So there they are, very cute. So you can see a little bit of her work. It's almost like a portfolio that people know she's legit and she can be trusted. And speaking of being legit, that's the next point here. Be legit. Be legit. Know what the heck it is that you're talking about. You're all in this room, you know something about fashion. You know something about probably empowering your clients with the clothes that you give them. You know something about not wearing certain colors with each other or whatnot. You want to make sure that you're the expert. So maybe it means including fashion tips. Tell me what it is that you know about. What are some things that only you uniquely know? Here's another person that I know, Annie. She's a personal stylist. I don't know if you know her, but she's very cool. You know Annie? Oh, she's adorable. So here's her actually working. You should see what she's doing. She's posting lots and lots of content. Here is Keep It Fun, or fits into giving back. Here's my clients. She has different resources there that people can relate to. And she has a little bit of fashion, a little bit about her life. She has her baby in here. So here's something, personal connection. If you're a mom, you might appreciate them, or I would even tell her dig deeper, what else is really specific about you that people can relate to. So she has stuff from her real life, and if you can relate to her on a personal level, there's probably a better chance that you're going to want to work with her. So those are some things that I really like to highlight in terms of what you can all do. And here she put even mama in her bio, so it's making herself a little bit more interesting. Because people are going to look. So that's a piece of this. Sharing client wins. Have you empowered a client? Is there a story about them that you can share? I'm sure everybody in this room probably has a story about an experience they've had. Maybe even when you're working with someone styling them, what are some stories you've shared with them that have helped them feel better about whatever choices you're empowering them to make? Those are some easy wins that can help you make bonds with people.
I want to add to that.
Yeah, sure.
Neha has anyway, hers is confidential. I don't know if you guys have NDAs with your clients and what that's like, but she has a lot of text messages that come in. It's like, thank you, you really transformed my life. And what I told her to do, or what I recommended from a privacy standpoint, was just keep them as quotes and kind of edit them so they're a little bit more general, and then put them all in one story post or one blog post. So it's not like she's taking my words or taking your words, right? She's
and you can anonymize
in a sense a therapist, right? But that's a great way to showcase client wins. So I would say screenshot great messages, or they're mini moments, or the copy in an email. Just save that and share that with folks, and that'll help your credibility, but also show that your relationship with your clients. Show a lot of personality.
Absolutely. Share what you think, what your thoughts are, stories that you have, opinions. I do this on LinkedIn all the time. I tell people tips, tricks, all sorts of stuff. People want to know that. They want to know that they can relate to you in that way. This is huge. Solve something. What are you solving for people? I'm going to use a personal example. A little bit too personal, but here we go. There's something called egg freezing. People do it to preserve their fertility. It's a real thing. Are people going in to buy some eggs so they can freeze them later? No, they're buying peace of mind so they don't have to worry about it in 10 years. That's what they're buying into. That there's some sort of personal career goal maybe, or something that's making them want to buy into it. They're buying into this experience. So what is it that you're solving? Is there something that you uniquely understand about fashion that can help somebody maybe who's down, who isn't so confident, or maybe somebody who's a career lady? Maybe who are you speaking to? The same way that you said. You have to solve something. You have to tell that person, okay, I'll tell you this. This is so, I want to shake this into the world because I'm shaking this into my life. You want to make it so that when they're reading your feed, they feel super selfish. The same way that I hope that this is speaking to like your specific problems. You want to speak to you want to tell them what their problem is before they even tell you. I know that my business owners, they want more referrals, but they suck at social media, but they have relationships, which is the key to everything. So how can I get them in front of their contacts more? That's what I think about, because they know referrals are valuable. That's their language. So I can tell them what it is that they want very specifically. What is it that these people want, and how is your story, your message, your resources going to solve this problem so they can get that opportunity? So that's big. Tell your story. This is a client of mine. She worked in corporate, and she had like a skin problem, and she didn't like working in corporate, and she wanted to kind of do more good into the world. So she created a company, and she actually, it doesn't even say what her product is here, and I can tell you more a little bit, but she puts really personal stuff about her life and her things that have been really powerful for her, things that she's been through, everything. She puts that all in here, and as a person, I'm like reading this, and I'm like, Sherry, oh, Sherry's cool. She had struggles, she had situations, or she was in corporate. Maybe I can relate to her, and that opens up doors. Now, I didn't even say what she does. She sells CBD products that are beautiful and glamorous, and she's all over Instagram. But now I've bonded with her because she's put that on her website or wherever that is. Let's see. So that's going to be big. So this is what you do. What do you do when you tell? These are all the things I want you to do. Tell your story in some way with your content. Give people resources for their stuff. And then make sure that you're being really specific, that you're unique, because you want people, when they look at your page, to do something, which is potentially sign up for your link, schedule a meeting with you, sign up for whatever it is they want to sign up for. So what's going to happen is that you are going to do something like this. You're going to basically talk to people that you either want to work with, or maybe there's a client from last year that you haven't seen in a while. You're going to want her to look at your page. How can you force someone to do and get your marketing? You like on their content, and you say something nice to them. So the things I tell people about is, the internet is like this. There's a golf course. Are they playing golf? There's more to this. They're networking. So you're going to do that on the internet with all of these people. Oh my gosh, I'm running out of time here. You want to network with people on the internet. So what I tell people is comment on other people's content. So if there's a lady that you haven't seen in 6 months that used to be your client and hasn't seen you in a while, you can tell her to go look at your page by liking and commenting on her stuff. Does anybody else get excited when somebody new likes and comments on their content? Right? I love that stuff. It's compliments. It's positivity. So they will see your page. And so if you have direction and you tell them where to go and you tell them why they need to work with you or how you can solve whatever their problem is, they're going to want to talk to you. This happened to me yesterday. Some person saw my LinkedIn bio that totally speaks to his problem. He's like, Charlie, I'm ready to hire you today. I'm like, great. I didn't have to convince him of anything. He convinced himself with my content. And that's what you want to do with your stuff too. Gratitude is the easiest thing. I mean, so many friendships just writing earth-shatteringly loving messages to people that I want to collaborate with. I don't expect anything in return, but that starts relationships, and eventually they say, oh, well, you know what, maybe I do need some fashion, or maybe I do need something. So sending people positive messages that you want to collaborate with, that you want their influence, or whatever that might look like. Compliments, I love compliments. If your customer likes compliments, they might like you more, because they know that you care about them as a one-on-one personally, or they're not just something feeding a machine. So let me give you some other examples from your world. This is somebody we know? Is she here? Are you here?
She's not here.
She's not here.
She said sorry, she didn't come.
So let's look at what she's got over here. So she's got like a lot about travel, so we can tell that she likes to travel, which is kind of cool. There's a lot of photos of her being very, very fabulous. I don't know exactly what she does based on all of this, but I know she does something with Trunk Club. It sounds like there's something that's working really well here. There's a lot of pretty photos too, but I don't really know who she is, so I want to know more. So that if I just saw her randomly, like I don't know, I didn't realize what she does. So I want her to be even more specific about all of this wonderfulness, because she's got all of this so beautiful and she's killing it.
She has great taste.
She does. She has great taste. So we know she has great taste. So there's a lot of stuff there. Look at that. She's got all this content going. So I like that. There's a lot of good ideas here. She's giving you here styling tips, here different cities she's going to. She's speaking to a crowd. Maybe she wants to run with this travel thing. Let me help you pack your luggage before your trip. I know a stylist who also does it that way too. Those are some good examples. Annie, I think we looked at Annie's a little bit too. So there's a lot of stuff you can do there. Responding to every comment that comes in is that you're using this to make friends with people so they get to know you really, really, really well. So with the 2 minutes we have left here, if you want accountability, if there's something that stood out for you today that you want me to remind you about in like the next 3 times over the next month, you go to shai.ly and fill out a survey. And whatever you write in your goals, I will email you 3 different points reminding you about it. But you can do this after, because I want to close on something special. I don't know, there's a story. Maybe if I'm here next in January, I'll tell you this crazy story. There's my dad. One word check-in. I want everyone to share, and I want a very fast-paced session here. I want everyone to share one word to describe how you're feeling right now. We just learned a lot from Tamara. We've learned a lot from you facilitating this whole experience. What is one word to describe how you're feeling right now? I'm going to start somewhere. Really fast. What do you got?
I feel directed.
Directed, that's a good word. Okay, what other word? You can borrow words. We can keep going.
Yeah,
Hold on
I'll
to
do
it.
that.
Do we have a word?
I feel content.
Content, yes.
Motivated.
Motivated.
I'll go inspired.
Inspired. Yes. It could be anything.
I don't know if this is actually a word, but introspective.
Introspective, great, yes.
I was gonna say, inspired.
Inspired.
Mine's anxious because I have planned for my Italy trip.
Oh no, there we go. So hopefully you have somebody here that can help you. If not,
That's not honest.
Honesty's good.
A
What do
little
you got?
overwhelmed, but intrigued.
Overwhelmed and intrigued, yes.
Ignited.
Ignited. What about over here? Do we have a word?
I was gonna say like a little anxious, but it's like getting the juices going. Like,
Yes. Good. Let's get the juice flowing. You have a word?
Definitely mine would be anxious.
Anxious. Awesome. You have a word?
I'm peaceful.
Peaceful. Good. I'm always gratitude because I appreciate you all spending your time here today. And to leave you on this, this is the quote that really epitomizes everything I feel about social media. I did not write this, but I sometimes feel like I did. Social media is about the people, not about your business. Provide for the people, and the people will provide for you. Thank you. You're welcome.
I forgot I have gifts for people who asked questions, but I don't have enough for everyone. I'm just gonna give away.
Oh, you have goodies. Look at that. And I'm happy to answer questions.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh my gosh, 4 o'clock. I'm on time. Okay.
You are intensely on time. I love it.
I'm very picky about it.
I love it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Right, absolutely. If you need anything, you can tweet away or an Instagram post. And I have cards here. I think I put cards on all the chairs too.
Okay, wait, what was your handle?